Hey, sorry.
What's going on?
Well, there's traffic near my house because of a honey baked ham store. They have two cops in front of the honey baked ham store, and you can't you have to wait for the honey baked ham people to clear out, and then I had to get off my desktop because it's.
Do you know we're using this in the episode, right?
Yeah, sure.
No, I just wanted you to know. You can't tell us there was a honey baked ham traffic jam.
I don't know. It happens every Thanksgiving. It's insane. It's like 6 Forks Road. They have 2 police cars blocking, letting people in, letting people out. It's very North Carolina.
That's how I view all of North Carolina. I view North Carolina as at the epicenter for people. I think a lot of Hallmark movies are probably based there, but then people who think they live in a Hallmark movie and would want to go to honey baked ham, and there's a lot there. The holiday season in Carolina feels very Christmas cardy. Who is the guy? You know who I'm talking about? The guy who used to do the paintings of really almost like Polar Express.
Norman Rockwell?
No. It's a little different. Thomas something. The whole thing was that he was like these really he would play with the light. It was the tackiest thing in the world. It would always be like Christmas tree paintings. I don't even know. It was from the last 30 years.
He's from North Carolina. He lives in. I'm sure he's
definitely. Or he actually might be like a Savannah guy, which is not a million. Savannah. A lot of people in North Carolina wish they were Savannah people. I think.
Yes, 100%. Or Charleston.
Yes. Yeah, yes. And then a lot of people in South Carolina wish they were Charleston people. They can't be.
100%. Like most people in South Carolina, no, you cannot be. You have to be wealthy to be Charleston.
Dude, Charleston and Savannah are sick. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
so we're doing a draft here. We're going to do 3 teams each because we're pressed for time here because we got Zay Flowers here. We did it last year. You kicked my butt last year.
Badly.
Badly. To the point that I grudgingly, you came back on, and Miles, our super producer, on the call today, was like, he really beat your butt. Do you want to bring up a graphic? And I was like, I don't really know if we should do a graphic. I think we should. This was last year, but we did have to bring it up that you kicked my butt. So the parameters are easy. We draft teams that are going to win the most games starting on Thanksgiving, November 28th. That includes the playoffs. That includes the Super Bowl. Miles is we're trying to figure out who had the first pick last year. I don't care. I'm a great host. It's Thanksgiving. Will Brinson, you have the first pick of the draft.
All right. Well, first pick of the draft, I take honey baked ham, obviously. I love that. I pop on. You're it's honey baked ham. That's going in the episode. I'm actually going to go. This is it's not really off board, but it's I think it would be a little surprising just because the schedule's tough. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, that was going to be okay. Go ahead. That was my first on the big board.
Yeah, so they have the Niners, the Rams, the Lions in the next 3 games after they just had their bye, but they beat the Chiefs. They're coming off of the bye. They're healthy. Yeah. Brock Purdy might or might not play. Nick Bosa might or not play when we're recording this. The Rams, I think, are very gettable, even on the road, indoors for Josh Allen. Lions indoors, they can.
Whatever.
That's just be a great game, right? But more importantly, they get 2 games against the Patriots and a game against the Jets, and they were my preseason Super Bowl pick, and I think they're going to go win the Super Bowl. Plus, there's I think it's they're 40% to get the first round bye, so they may actually get an extra game in the playoffs. I think the Bills are obviously a great look. They're people don't want to love the Bills. I love the Bills.
I completely agree. The Niners, they're getting a really bad version of the Niners. They were number 1 with the bullet on my big board. I think that they're a Super Bowl contender. I think that they have a floor because Sean McDermott's a really good defensive coach, and Josh Allen is Josh Allen. They're going to win a bunch of games, and they might win the Super Bowl. So they were my number 1. For me, this changes my calculus here because I feel like I got to take a big swing here. And there's a lot of teams with really hard schedules coming up that are good.
Yes.
There's a lot of teams playing first place schedules. And I'd say I'm looking at, so Tankathon does a strength of schedule remaining. Buffalo is the 28th hardest strength of schedule remaining. The winning percentage for their future opponents is .426. Now, for instance, Chicago, who I actually think Chicago is going to improve in the second half because Thomas Brown's unlocked someone with Caleb Williams. They have a .727 strength of schedule. Matt Eberflus could not possibly be more fired. I've never seen anyone where the stars are aligning for a firing quite like Matt Eberflus. To that end, however, I'm going to go chalk, and I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, remaining schedule. These are the hard teams. Steelers, Chargers, Texans, Broncos. I feel like they win 3 of those 4. And I don't know what. It's a very unpredictable group. And then Raiders, Browns, really easy wins. But I don't know, like, I don't care. Even if they had the 727 winning percentage remaining like the Bears do, no one knows how to win more than the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm just going to go with chalk. I don't feel good about it, but I embarrassed myself last year, Will Brinson.
Yeah, look, the Chiefs, breaking news, the Chiefs are good. They have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And like, I've been hammering this point home for, maybe like a year now, but to me, it's just so obvious and so true. They're just the newest version of the Patriots. And I don't mean it from a dynastic sense. I mean from like they don't care what they look like until the playoffs start. No. And they're just going to pile up wins, try to get the 1 seed. They are the favorites to get the 1 seed even after losing to Buffalo. So the loss to Buffalo, I think, actually helps you in this draft because they have to be a little more protective of that 1 seed. And they have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Like if they win the Super Bowl.
Also, they're going to get three wins in the playoffs because they're going to win the Super Bowl. That's the other thing. It's I'm getting too cute by half and be like, well, Tampa Bay's not going to win a playoff game.
Right. To that end. Right. Oh, wait, do you get 2 picks? You get 2 picks?
No, should I get 2 picks? Is that part of the – yeah, should probably get 2 picks, right?
I should probably get 2 picks.
Snake draft. All right. This is
the Cowboys. Wow, what a surprise move! I kept Clark off the board with the Cowboys.
I'm looking at it. I'm just sorting by strength of schedule remaining.
The scary thing about this is like
halfway
through last year's podcast, you were like, "Tankathon does this." I was like, "They do," and now, Anyway.
All right, I'm going. I shouldn't do this. They're playing on Thursday. They might lose on Thursday. They haven't won a cold weather game in their last 11 games. Tua's never won when the temperature's under 40 degrees. The Miami Dolphins, I think, are about to go on a real deal run. They have the Texans, which is a winnable game. They have the Packers. Okay, the Packers they might lose to. Then they've got the Jets twice. The Jets are functionally done as a franchise. They have the Browns, close to it as well. And then the Niners. And the Niners are going to pack it in by then. That, to me, that feels like 4 wins right there. And then I think they split the good teams. And I think like if you watch them on Sunday against the Patriots, they're kind of a wagon, dude.
I watched that entire game, which sounds stupid, but I had 2.
That is stupid.
I had 2 in DFS, and I was like very like I'd done like weird like Waddle, Jonnu Smith triple stacks and stuff like that. And so I was really watching. The offense looks awesome with Tua right now. Yeah. And like, it's the opposite of last year where they sort of fell off a cliff. Tyreek hadn't even really gotten going. I think the Dolphins, they were definitely a sleeper on my list.
The pass rush seems to be coming on as well. Having said that, probably because the Patriots have the worst offensive line in the history of the world.
That is true. I would also suggest that people who listen to this, watch this, enjoy this content, go ahead and get your Chop Robinson Defensive Rookie of the Year bets in now. 18-1. It was 25-1 before I don't think that my like $50 bet like moved it that much, but it was 25-1. I started talking about it a little bit. I think it's a good bet. Led the league in pass rush win rate.
Moving markets? Are you moving markets?
Yeah,
I want to tell a story about the Patriots.
It's no big deal.
Offensive line that I told the story on Sunday, but I want to repeat it now. So there was a left tackle play with the Patriots that was so bad that I asked Justin Pugh, who I do radio with. I'm like, they got to bunch that guy, right? And Pugh was like, I don't know. It's like not benchable, but he's got to show way more effort. So like 5 plays later, I see a tweet that they benched their tackle. And I'm like, oh, they benched that guy. Wait, I benched that guy. And then I look it up. It was the other tackle. So they're so bad that they're just like, oh no, the left tackle is putting no effort into anything. He's fine. The right tackle is the actual problem on a different play on the other side. Like, how bad do you have to be where I can't even guess who got benched?
Right. I thought you were about to tell me that like you're moving markets, like Gerard Mayo's decisions.
No. I know it's more that they're all so bad. I can't even figure out who's about to get benched.
Interesting. I have a spin side story I was going to say, but I'm not going to do it.
Why not? Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm convinced that Like Scott Hansen used to, like I used to complain about this all the time on Twitter and on my podcast. He would say, Josh Allen. And like it drove me nuts. I would say something about it all the time. And he stopped. He changed the way he pronounces like I don't think I actually caused it, but I like to think that like by complaining, like, or he'd be like, it's a coach's challenge. And like he like worked his way through it. Yeah.
In his head. That.
Yeah. Living rent free in Scott Hansen's head.
I had a thing where I had a Formula One driver, George Russell, on Old Soul Newsday. And he threw a football and he was really bad at it. And so he was on my show and which was fun. Like I'm actually quite bad at kicking a soccer ball. Like if you don't grow up doing it, it's tough. You know, like I played hockey as a kid. I'm really good at just firing pucks into a net. If I didn't, I wouldn't understand. It's really hard to learn at 30, right? And so I like told George Russell that he was bad at throwing a football. And he was like, a little bit crestfallen. He was like, I didn't know. And so then like
have you ever watched
a couple years
George?
later, and then a couple years later. So also like, I don't know if you've ever seen it. Conor McGregor, also famously awful. Remember he was at the Cowboys game and he just couldn't do it. So, and then a couple years later, I was at the Miami F1 and they were all doing like Dolphins drills. And I don't know if it was a one-time thing or not, but George Russell just didn't do it. He like walked past it. And I was like, I wonder if I just got in his head that like you were real bad at football and now he's just sworn off football. It would work that way for me.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to say like he's out there like slinging the ball. Like he trained. Yeah, he just gave up on it completely.
Now, I have a photo from that day of Yuki Tsunoda next to Jalen Phillips, and Jalen Phillips, not like he's 7 feet tall. I've never seen two people with different, like Yuki Tsunoda is like 4'11", and they're both professional athletes. I'm thinking this is the good stuff. Is that everybody can play their own sport, man, no matter how you're built.
Yeah, I have a picture of me and Jonathan Ogden. It's not like I'm not even in the picture really. It's just like Jonathan Ogden.
It's not good. Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words: Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the types of benefits only Caesars can offer: hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app; it's an empire. All right, who's your third team?
I'm going to go with my second team. I put a green, one of Robbie's crayons here at my desk. I'm going to go with the green. See this Kelly green crayon? We're going to go with the Kelly green Philadelphia Eagles with the second pick. Philly gets, as you noted on Tankathon, the Giants, the Panthers, and the Cowboys. The hard teams they have to play include the Commanders, who are doing the traditional Cliff Kingsbury second half swoon. They have the Ravens this week, which is tough, of course. Steelers are another tough team. I mean, that's a game they can obviously win and will be favored in. Plus, Philly, I think, unlikely to get that first round bye, which means an extra game in the playoffs. And like, I'm done fading Philly. Saquon Barkley is not going to win the MVP. People need to stop talking about it. Look, we did this with Derrick Henry. We did it with Christian McCaffrey. We did it with Tyreek Hill. Now we're doing it with Saquon. He's a running back. If you replaced him with Chuba Hubbard, the Eagles would still be really good. If you take Josh Allen off the Bills and replace him with Bryce Young, the Bills are not very good, right? Like he's not the MVP. So let's stop making fetch happen. However, thank you. Mean Girls reference. How about it? I do think that the Eagles are going to win a bunch of games. Their rush rate right now is above 50%. That is insane in 2024, Kevin. And they're running it really well. Kellen Moore's clicking. They're going to get Devontae Smith back. And maybe most importantly, the defense is playing lights out. Best defense in football since their week 5 bye. I think the Eagles are going to keep ripping off wins. I'm done fading them. Go Eagles, go Birds, or whatever.
So I completely agree with you. I'm done. I got to be honest with you. I'm getting some heat from Eagles fans because I thought Nick Sirianni should have been fired. I thought that was like a mainstream take. Like, why am I getting like? I always hate that. Like, I don't hate that. Like, it's fine. Like, it's funny to me when people get all angry at me. I think it's really funny. But it's like, I don't know. I'm not the Sirianni should be fired guy. Like, also, you know who else was kind of a Sirianni should be fired guy?
Jeff Lurie. He's like,
they made him like justify his job. Like Jeff McClain had that tweet about how like Doug Peterson went into the same meeting as Sirianni did, and he left without his job because they didn't like the explanations. Like, he was talking for his job, and like that Belichick stuff was real. Like, I always joke about this. Like, every time people were saying like, oh, the media was really tough on Daniel Jones. The Giants made him play safety, and they benched him. Right. What did we do?
It's like they kept trotting him out there. We're not mean about Daniel Jones. Like the Giants are mean to Daniel Jones. I've actually got to go on Philly radio tomorrow on Friday or Wednesday morning because I wrote that Saquon is not going to win MVP. No. And a friend of mine texted me. He's like, they're talking about you on the Fanatic up here. They say they're going to get you on. I was like, oh boy. And they're like, you're preseason. You said the Eagles are going to go 9-8, idiot. It's like, it's 9-8. It's not like the end of the world. Like it's fine.
I heard we got to go, but I have a thing. I said the Bengals are going to be good the year they made the Super Bowl. And so I go on like the next year in preseason, like ESPN Cincinnati, I think. And I was like, oh yeah, I said the Bengals are going to be good last year, and I was kind of on an island about that. And the host on the air was like, oh, yeah, I guess you didn't hear, like, we constantly made fun of you for that.
You're like, no,
because I went on Rich Eisen's show and was like, I think they can win double-digit games. And they were like, yeah, you were like the butt of a joke in Cincinnati for a while because you were like, hey, here come the Bengals. And I was like, victory is mine. And certainly it's gone the other way in the past before. All right, this is unfair.
You have to pick one team, and I have to pick one team. All right, I'll tell you what.
No. Oh yeah, you have to go. You go.
I'll take the Lions. Give me the Lions. They're good. The
Lions so this is unfair only because we're doing it after the Ravens just won. I would have picked the Ravens. Instead, I'm going off the board. You know who's going to win a bunch of games in December? The Cincinnati frickin' Bengals. Cincinnati frickin' Bengals. They have the Steelers twice. Of course, they'll split because they'll play weird games. They have the Broncos. They can beat them. Titans, Browns, Cowboys. Who knows what's going on with Mike McCarthy by then? They're going to win those 3 games. They're going to win 4 games in the month of December.
So I just got the Bills, Eagles, and Lions, and you're going to wonder a year from now how I kicked your ass in this contest.
I don't feel good about this. In fact, you'll probably come on in like March, and Miles will be like, hey, man, you want to – no, let's not bring that up. No, let's not live in the past. We got new segment ideas. All right, Will Brinson, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man.